Good evening, everybody.
Yeah, what a wonderful night was tonight, eh? Wonderful talk.
Excellent.
So my name is Johan. I'm from South Africa, and we talk tonight about what is authentic manhood.
Yes, and I'm Victor, Mr. Victor in Amsterdam. It was a really nice, interesting topic, and I think everybody got the feeling of we want some more about it.
Yes, and Alvaro, I live in Madrid, Spain, and it was a conversation as usual. We don't try to impose our views on the other person, but we like listening. And we can also translate into Spanish if we want, ¿no? Estábamos con Maestro Víctor en Holanda, Johan en Pretoria, y yo estoy en Madrid. Y hemos tenido una sesión para ver cómo definimos o cómo se encuentra la verdadera masculinidad.
O
Yes.
mejor dicho, ¿qué es being a man?
Yes.
Absolutely.
¿Qué es
So,
lo que es ser un hombre?
Sí.
so what is authentic manhood?
Well, we dive in many different directions. First, we crash basically mostly with the cultural aspect of what society said what men should be. Men don't cry, boys play football, women play with dolls, and everybody that does something other is not a real man or is not a real woman. And then it's a question is what is a real man and real woman? And the people came with very interesting views about it.
This, can you translate for us?
Oh,
¿Lo traduces a español? Sí.
sí, se me olvida. Nada, que la sesión, bueno, la gente apareció con bastantes posibilidades de lo que es un hombre y una mujer, y que generalmente uno en la sociedad, la cultura nos dice que, claro, los chicos juegan al fútbol y las chicas con muñecas, y cualquiera que está fuera de ese rango está perdido.
Yeah, and then it was very interesting what Johan said, because he's a body therapist, and he said, like, sometimes we as men apologize, and maybe we shouldn't. And that brought up something important about, you know, what is positive masculinity and what are positive values and this sort of thing. Does it make you uncomfortable to be a man sometimes? Can you explain something about this, Johan?
Yes, Alvaro, the whole issue was that men that is on my table, they apologize for having erection, having pre-cum, and they always say, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And I always say to them, you can't say that you are sorry, because what I hear is you are sorry that you're a man. To have pre-cum and to have an erection, it's such a manly thing to do. That's just on the physical level. But in South Africa, we very much like to apologize. We're so sorry that we are male because males rape. We are so sorry that we are white males because it's due to apartheid. And, you know, we're so sorry about this and we're so sorry about that. And we always have to be so polite and apologetic to so many things. And I don't say we have to be arrogant about it, but just be a man and just say, you know, this is my body, this is who I am, this is what is natural for a male body to do, and be proud on that. Yes.
Le preguntaba a Johan, que él trabaja dando terapia corporal, que, bueno, que nos explicase qué es lo que decía él, que a veces decimos los hombres, los varones, perdón, nos queremos disculpar incluso por nuestra masculinidad, y eso es una masculinidad negativa, y aquí estamos viendo cómo hacerla positiva. Él decía que tenemos que sentirnos a gusto en nuestro propio cuerpo, tenemos unas reacciones físicas normales, la erección, el líquido preseminal, por los que no, a veces nos avergonzamos o nos disculpamos y eso no nos ayuda, sino que lo que tenemos que hacer es, sí, pues este es mi cuerpo y estoy orgulloso de él. Esto es parte de la masculinidad.
Just want to also say something, you know, we grow up so much from a very little baby that when you touch yourself, it's wrong, it's filthy, it is not acceptable with your parents or your mum, but also not in society. And you know, they would even slap your hand and say, no, go and wash your hands, or don't touch there, you're just like your dad. And I think it's so wrong how we perceive different aspects of our body in a very negative way. So yeah.
What's very interesting, the story that you mentioned about when you grow up, how the hands go, how
Exactly.
this is nice you tell, my
Yes,
dear.
absolutely. And I think I was very self-conscious when I was growing up. I didn't know what to do with my hands, where to put my hands, how do I sit, how do I stand, how do I walk. And you start mimicking somebody that you look up after, you know, a man that you idolize, or a person that you idolize. And it became a little bit of toxic in your body, because you are so focused that you have to do everything correctly. But what is correctly? And then bringing back to what is authentic. Why couldn't I just grow up authentically, and you know, then worry about these things?
You gonna translate that?
Okay. Lo traduzco. Sí, primero nos estaba explicando Johan que la masculinidad la construimos con los modelos que observamos, pero que no solamente de los modelos, sino también de órdenes que nos dan. Por ejemplo, cuando eres pequeño y dicen, no te toques ahí, lávate las manos. Eso es una parte negativa que nos inculcan. Y respondiendo a la otra parte que nos había contado. Y después nos ha estado explicando también, sorry, I just forgot what I was saying. What was the topic you were talking about, Johan? The second part.
Oh, about
De las manos y dónde poner las manos.
The slapping. Yeah, right. Es verdad. Sí, perdona, Víctor. Johan. Then Víctor, luego Víctor le ha preguntado, bueno, y cuéntanos eso, por ejemplo, del cuerpo, que a veces nos contaba Johan que, claro, no tienes un modelo o intentas copiar un modelo, pero tú no eres consciente de cómo te reacciona el cuerpo, cómo pongo las manos, me van las manos, cómo me tengo que sentar. Y siempre te fijas en alguien para alcanzar esa masculinidad, o sea, es construirlo otra vez. Y
el miedo a que le aparezca la pluma y
eso
que
es.
básicamente, o sea, tiene que comportarse y como un hombre, y por
Eso
un
es.
hombre, ¿dónde poner las manos? ¿Cómo poner los pies? Cruzar la rodilla, cruzar no sé qué. So, and well, one of the other elements it was in the conversation, it's basically very difficult to define what really in these days a man, or because with all the gender process we are into, a lot of models are basically, we say that the model of masculinity or what man says is really outdated. Estamos fuera, salidos del tiempo con el modelo de masculinidad o hombre, y claro, con el proceso que estamos viviendo ahora de los nuevos géneros, y se das cuenta que no tiene nada que ver con nuestra realidad. And one of the things I mentioned, that's just what I believe personally, this is my personal, it is that for me, what really defines a man is someone that is in balance with his masculine and his feminine side, because we all have that. And when I say feminine, I'm saying about connecting with your emotions and be able to cry when it's necessary, and to express your emotion without fear of being not being a man, because men don't cry.
Yeah, I think there's also this whole thing about what is a metro man kind of thing, you know, is a person who's really in touch with his body, in touch with his feminine side, with his malehood or manhood, and also in touch with just be totally in the present, authentic, true to himself. One of the questions was, however, what is authentic and what is not authentic?
Sí, una de las cosas que hemos estado hablando es del dónde pones lo masculino, cómo lo encajas. Y es lo que tú buscas en el fondo. Y también lo que nos preguntamos es, ¿pero qué entonces es lo auténtico? Porque los roles han cambiado y sí que no se puede clasificar, no se puede poner la etiqueta cuando no hay un modelo con el que comparar, un único modelo donde comparar.
So my opinion is, for somebody that is not authentic, is somebody that actually lies to himself, lies to his family, lies to community, or not telling the truth, or not being truthful to himself. In other words, portrays something that he's not. Somebody that really, use substance to just feel he is worth it, buy cars, show off, and not everybody does it, but go to gym and use all kinds of steroids to make this big body, and they're not really true to who they really are. I've got nothing against bodybuilders. I'm just saying there is a lot of people that's really trying to fit in somewhere, and they don't. They have to pretend to fit in.
También nos decía que otro punto básico de la charla era la autenticidad. Y estaba hablando de, por ejemplo, los hombres que toman medicamentos en el gimnasio para los culturistas, por ejemplo, que toman esteroides para ser más musculosos, para enmascarar algo que no tienen. Y eso no es sentirse auténtico. El añadir algo no es sentirse auténtico, sino ser algo es sentirse auténtico.
To finish that aspect that you talk about, the authenticity, and I want to rescue one comment that somebody did in the meeting, which was very interesting. And then that is where I think lie the big problem of toxic masculinity, or the toxic aspect of what masculine would be. And was that somebody mentioned that when he was young, he was very good. He likes to bake cake. And he overheard that the auntie was talking to the mother, telling her that she shouldn't be worried because there is most of the chefs in the world are men. When he heard that, it was the last time he baked a cake. So that is how it is when you are losing your authenticity, because not your own decision, but because the society around you is go against that is type of that who you really are. Lo traduzco en español mencionando uno de los historias que nos contaban las personas que estaban en el meeting. Había un hombre que hablaba una persona hablaba de que cuando él era joven aprendió, le gustaba hacer pasteles, y sobreescuchó como a lo lejos una tía hablando con su madre, diciéndole que no se preocupara porque los mejores chefs del mundo eran hombres. Y ese fue el último día que él hizo un pastel.
So what I think is the most important thing is to be authentic. Manhood is not to lose yourself. And
your talents.
Absolutely, not only your talents, but who you really are. And I think just to be out there, be in the moment, and just embrace what you are.
Lo que nos dice Johan es que lo importante de ser hombre es ser quien tú eres y hacer valer tus cosas positivas y disfrutarlo.
Great. Thank you, guys. Have a nice evening. And
Muchas gracias.
have a wonderful conversation. That was nice.
Excellent.